is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. So today, thanks to the wonderful people over at VGC Pace, I was looking through. I really wanted to play Ho-Oh because it's a Pokemon I haven't played a lot with in this format, and it's something I really enjoy. I think that Ho-Oh has a lot of things really working in favor for it, but at the same time, it has a lot of things that it really struggles with. Mainly, let's talk about advantages first. Being a fire type, you have a better matchup into opposing Groudons than other fire types, specifically because you are immune to Precipice Blades. The downside to that, of course, is you are 4 times weak to Rock Slide on the opposing side, but thanks to Sacred Fire, and or Max Flare, depending on if you decide to max Ho-Oh in front of Groudon, you're able to do a ton of damage to it. And with Sacred Fire, you also have that burn chance as well, so it kind of mitigates that rock 4 times weakness there. But being immune to Precipice Blades, I think, is a really big deal. On top of that, you also have a fairly decent matchup into Zacian, being resistant to Steel, being able to hit it super effectively with Sacred Fire and or Earthquake here. There's a lot to really like about it. Now, on the other side of that, there's a couple things that really work against it. Notably, the dominance of Regieleki in this format being a premier Dynamax target. The presence of Kyogre and potentially like Dynamax Kyogre are particularly not great into Ho-Oh. And Incineroar being, a insanely popular Intimidator means that Ho-Oh is going to struggle being able to be constantly intimidated. And the fact that a very common item on opposing Incineroars is Shuka Berry means that you're not able to potentially KO even through Intimidate with an Earthquake to try to prevent that from happening. So how do we deal with that in team building? There's a couple different things we can do here, and I really like the addition of playing Levitate Giratina next to this. This is something that you could also do with like potentially Dialga and or Palkia. Being able to have like access to telepathy there, so you can just spam Earthquake with Ho-Oh, so you're immune to it. But I really like the idea of Giratina here because it gives you something to line up well into Kyogre and potentially like Incineroar. Not great into opposing Incineroar, but with like Draco Meteor and or like Max Wormwind, you're able to do an okay amount of damage into it. The fact that we also have Shadow Sneak and Poltergeist here means that we line up way better into opposing Cali Shadows and or Cali Ice, depending on how that goes. We also have Will-O-Wisp here to be able to pick up a burn onto opposing Zacians that may threaten us with a Play Rough, but that's also why we have Ho-Oh. Will-O-Wisp also is able to threaten opposing Cali Ice in such a way so that like you're not potentially triggering a weakness policy with Poltergeist, but you're still able to mitigate the idea of a Glacial Lance coming back into Giratina. And then, because we're playing both physically offensive restricted here, I actually really, really love this Tornado set having access to Leer as a way to lower your opponent's defenses, so even if they are like Intimidate cycling you with Incineroar, you're still able to do the same damage, if not more, depending on how often you are clicking Leer. Tailwind also allows you to go faster than your opponents most of the time, and on top of that, you also have Brave Bird for max Airstream on Ho-Oh here to match those opposing speed stats that your opponent may have. And in the event that this all goes belly up, you also have Trick Room here on P2, so where you can try to really mitigate your opponent's speed in such a way that you're able to attack first. I feel like that's going to be something that's really important into this with this team, and I think that if we can actually line up in an okay position where we're able to do our thing, this team looks really, really cool. Obviously, I do have concerns because like Ho-Oh and Giratina are not particularly popular Pokemon, but I think because of that, it actually kind of gives us an advantage because our opponent's not going to be overly prepared to fight against them. But I really like this team. I know Spoinkman, I believe, finished 40th in Secaucus with this team, which is obviously a fantastic record for such a insanely stacked tournament. I know the top 32, top 64 of that tournament was insanely stacked, and This is one that, you know, I was looking through VGC Pace, their database of teams and everything, and I came across this Ho-Oh team. I'm like, you know what? Perfect. I love it. I love Ho-Oh. I love Giratina. Let's see what they can do together. And that is ultimately what brought us to today. So let's jump into the ladder, see what we can do, and hopefully rattle off quite a few wins today. First team of the day. We have a really, really interesting one. So not only do we have Glastrier on our opponent's side, we also have Slowbro, which I know is something that that Carl played a little bit in the, you know, that month that I was off. But honestly, this team's really sick, having access to both Dialga and Groudon. I think we actually have an okay matchup here with Ho-Oh. Obviously, we need to watch out for the opposing Zapdos, but all things considered, I feel like our opponent is going to want to go slow here. So the question is do I want to match their speed and go slow as well? Because I think they're going to be able to really threaten us if they go underneath us. But I also think Regieleki looks really appealing here as a way to like deal with this Zapdos and this Slowbro. Instant looks very good as being able to Intimidate Cycle into their Groudon and their Glastrier here as well. So I think it's just these top four. I don't think I want P2 and or Tornadus here. The question is in what order do I want things? I think Giratina up front is good. I like Ho-Oh up front as well. I think Ensign being able to come in and get that Intimidate off is good. And I think I'm going to lean into Ho-Oh with Eleki, Giratina in the back. I'm really anticipating our opponent to lean into the Trick Room mode here to try to underspeed us just to threaten us that way. Honestly, I really like our opponent's team. I think Glastrier is extremely underexplored in this format. It's essentially a restricted that doesn't require the slot, while also like putting on a ton of pressure. Obviously, you lose out on Glacial Lance, which is the big reason you play Cali Ice, but at the same time, you're just able to do so much with it that I think it's really, really good. Alright, so this could be Dynamax Dialga and click Trick Room with Slowbro. I kind of like going for a parting shot into Dialga. The question is what I want to do with Ho-Oh. I don't think Dynamax is correct. I do like the idea of parting shot to Dialga. I kind of want to just Quake. But I don't think I want to Quake into the Dialga here. I think I want to Quake into the Slowbro. I'm fine with Trick Room going up this game. Like, we're not an overly fast team. Obviously, I say that as we have, like, Regieleki in the back here. And I'm actually, this is actually kind of bad because I didn't just, like, hard switch. I'm actually going to lose my special defense boost here on Ensign. But I am faster than the Dialga here. So I'm actually going to get this Max Quake boost before the Dialga gets off an attack. So that's good. So there is the Max Quake. Pretty decent damage, all things considered. I'm hoping that with this special defense boost, we're able to live like a potential Quake into the Ensign. They do just go for the Wormwind, which is obviously not great for Ho-Oh. We do get that parting shot off, so now their damage output is also going to be severely like undermined here. And I think I'm just going to go into... I kind of want to go into Giratina, but that feels really bad if they're just going to Wormwind me next turn. I don't really have another play, though. I'm assuming this is Trick Room going up. No, it's just Iron Defense. Okay. I don't particularly care about that. They are lefties. But this is kind of just fine. I could double the Dialga this turn, but I don't think it's enough. Like a Draco plus a Flare. Could also just go out into Ensign this turn. They're -1. I think we can take that. I don't think we KO though, so I'm just going to double into this Slowbro, I think. And then I think next turn I want to get Sun up. I'm assuming this is just another... I'm assuming this is going to be another Wormwind, but this time into Giratina. Yep, it is Wormwind. Also into Giratina. Even at -1, while we're at +1, that does a ton. I mean, that would have KO'd if we were at full HP. And we miss. How great. They're going to slack off. Okay. So, new game plan. Ignore the Slowbro. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. I'm actually going to burn the Slowbro. And I'm going to go for a Max Flare into the Dialga this turn. I think I should have gone for an Airstream this turn, actually, because that would have allowed Giratina to outspeed the Dialga before the Dialga gets to KO us. But, like, sure, they KO'd my Giratina here, but that's really all that happened on either of our Dynamaxes. I'm able to switch Ho-Oh out this next turn, and that's pretty okay. This should just be another Iron Defense. Yeah, that's fine. But I can go into Eliki. So we've seen Slack Off, Iron Defense. I'm assuming Body Press. The question is what is the force move on Slowbro? Which probably just Protect. So I think what I'm going to do this turn... No. I think I'm just going to protect Eliki. Actually, I think I'm going to... I think I want to Volt Switch off of Dialga. No, that's really dumb. That's dumb. I'm just going to protect this turn. And I'm going to swap Ho-Oh, get that Regenerator HP back. Going to Ensign here. I'm trying to figure out if this Dialga has, like, the access to, like, Earth Power here. Because if it does, then next turn I can go for Fake Out into the Slowbro. Okay, it's just going to be Body Press. That's also fine. They're going to Trick Room. Well, that's really, really unfortunate because I don't like that. So we'll go into Ho-Oh here. And we will Darkest Lariat the Slowbro. This ignores their Iron Defense boosts. I wonder if their Slowbro has access to Trick Room here. That could be... Okay, they're going to withdraw the Dialga. That's interesting. Going to go into Glastrier. But I'm going to go into Ho-Oh, so that's like pretty okay. This should be Body Press my Ho-Oh. No, it's going to be into Ensign. Well, that's really, really bad. We're probably dead now. We're probably dead. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to stall this Trick Room out. I guess my best play Why do I have to be Life Orb Eliki here? 3 turns left. I'm going to protect this turn, I think. Okay, that's the only protect coming up this turn. There's going to be Icicle Crash into Ho-Oh. Live that. Not real well. They do Body Press into the Eliki. Oh, alright, we lost. That flinch did us in. We are very, very dead. We just lose to Icicle Crash plus Body Press this next turn. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we have Cali Ice plus Zacian here. Not a very common pairing, but one I do like here. This is 1,000 billion% Defiant Thundy. If it's not, I will eat my hat. Man, I'm debating if unironically giving them a Defiant boost is worth it, because then Foul Play will KO them. That's really tough. If I lead Ho-Oh, they just punch me really, really hard. Giratina doesn't look overly appealing in the face of Cali Ice. I mean, it's probably fine. I think something like this is probably the play. Just kind of... I think Ensign's a must-bring here. With them having 2 very, very powerful physical attackers here. I think them having 2 physical attackers means I need Ensign. Okay. I think I want to Will-O-Wisp the Zacian here. I could Will-O-Wisp the... Man, I feel so dead already. I need Ho-Oh out, but I don't really particularly care for how they led here. I think this is Will-O-Wisp the Zacian and go into Ho-Oh here. I feel like this is a double up into the P2. This is Dynamax on the Thunderous. Yep. Please knuckle my Ho-Oh. Okay. They're really slow, Zacian. Please Behemoth Blade my Ho-Oh. Okay. Please connect. Good. Good. Problem is now they're +1 on the Thundy. I think I just go into P2 here. I think trying to stall their Dynamax out is the correct play. The question is are we going to be effective enough to be able to actually do so without, like, too many losses here? Like, obviously this Regenerator regaining this HP is going to be good. I could have protected, anticipating, like, a Max Lightning into that slot, eat my Wakan Berry. But I think just getting extra HP here is good. This could be Airstream into Giratina. They're just going to protect Zacian. What are they scared of? This is Airstream, but it's going to be into the P2. That's fine. You ever wish you had, like, I don't know, Ally Switch on P2? Connect. Perfect. We know their Life Orb. They're going to take a lot of burn. I think I just poltergeist into the dork. And I think I go into Ho-Oh. With them being at +1 and burnt on both, Ho-Oh might be able to take this. And if we are, then I can just get extra recovery next turn. I really needed to get a Trick Room up, and I just don't think it's going to be possible this game. Oh, they double the Giratina slot. That's smart. This is kind of okay. Because their Dynamax is now over. And we're at like an okay HP. I would really like to get a recover off with P2. I just don't think it's going to be possible. I think Zacian protects here, so I'm going to click recover with P2. No. I think I TR. And I think I max flare into the Thundy. Oh, please let this work. If I can take the Thunderous out, I have Ensign in the back to put additional pressure on the Zacian here. We were obviously very lucky to hit both of our Will-O-Wisp this game. They have Wild Charge. We're going to eat our Wakan. We live this. Oh yeah, by a mile. Notably, they did not protect. Oh, come on, P2. If nobody got me, you got me, right? Right, P2? Oh! How? How? It's a +2 Zacian. How? Granted, they are also burnt, but holy cow! Now we get to recover. Oh my god, that's so huge. Don't go show me Cali Ice. No! No! Alright, I have to intimidate the Cali Ice so I can KO it with a max flare. And I'm going to live the Glacial Lance because Zacian's going to protect this turn. Oh, I I really need to get that recover off. They didn't protect on the Zacian. That's fine. Ho-Oh has been really, really good this game. We live this. Come on, it's a resisted hit. It's a resisted hit with them at +1 burnt. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. That crit genuinely might have mattered. But sun is up, and I have my ensign out. And now I can, like, reasonably actually go for a recover this turn. Okay, I'm going to fake out the Gastrodon and click recover. Three turns of Trick Room, 3 turns of Sun. This game's really close. I have Eerie Impulse to shut down the Gastrodon next turn, while I go for the KO into Zacian with Ensign. This game's so close. I feel like I've played this... All things considered, I feel like I've played this really well. This is really slow Zacian, though. Okay, so they're not protecting Gastro. Oh, this feels so good. Gastrodon is slower than P2. That is important to note. So I'm really going to need Ensign to take a hit. Ensign, if nobody got me, you got me, right? I'm at basically full HP. There's no way I don't take this. Then I'm going to Eerie Impulse. And then the last turn of... I wonder if they yawn my P2 here, actually. I don't think they do. I don't think they have a reason to yawn my P2. They yawn my Ensign! Oh. Oh. Okay. And then they're going to protect this next turn, so I can click recover again. And then Ensign will take its first turn of sleep. But, like, outside of multiple crits, Gastro's not gonna be able to pull this off. Like, I don't care what they do. I'm going to click recover. Because now they just earth powered me. Unironically, I think I want Trick Room up because I get the analytic boost. Is that... I don't know. That might just be me talking crazy. Sunlight is over. They're gonna get recover. Alright, so now I'm going to Eerie Impulse them. I think they yawn my P2 this turn. I think that's the only way they get back into this game. Is like yawn, sleep luck with crits. Okay, they shouldn't KO now. No, okay. So we're 77 down to 45. So that's 32 damage. So we actually live another one. And I just start clicking foul play here. That's not a lot of damage. Alright, Ensign, buddy. I really need you to wake up this turn. They aren't intimidated. They are at full attack here. Alright, we do get the wake up. It's obviously very good. I wonder if they have recover on their Gastrodon. I think P2 is going to be able to win this out, though. It's Earth Power, Yawn, most likely Protect, and Ice Beam. Like, we know they don't have a Water move, because they would have been going for it. Okay, they do show me Yawn. Do I click Trick Room this turn? They're going to Protect. This will let me potentially attack with the Analytic boost. I actually think that's correct. And, like, obviously I could just stay asleep here for a while. But in the event this comes down to, like, HP remaining, I will be able to get the last turn of sleep as well. I mean, the last recover. Alright. Oh.
A few moments later.
Oh, we're really close to being able to KO next turn, but we're going to be short. Awesome. Fantastic. I mean, that's why we play Ice Beam, right?
More moments later.
Okay. Okay. We'll foul play this turn and then recover next turn, I think. I don't think our opponent ever crit. We can foul play one more time. Should I? They can just stall out this last turn. I actually think I'm going to stall out this last turn and just click recover. This game was wild, and I genuinely don't know who wins. I think maybe if I foul play there, I for sure win. P2, you're insane. That was insane. Okay, this is actually really interesting. This is actually a matchup I really wanted to play tonight, so I'm excited to hopefully get to show this off. So we have Kyogre plus Zacian. Notably, they do not have access to Tailwind here. So I think Kyogre... I think having access to Tailwind here is actually going to be really, really important. Notably, they do have Grimmsnarl, which could still be annoying, but they don't have access to Intimidate, which I think is very good for us. I think Ho-Oh looks really appealing. I think Giratina looks appealing. I think Ensign is good, and I think Eliki is good. So the question is what is the cut? It might just be Ho-Oh, and just bring, like, leaving Ho-Oh at home means that we have, like, still an okay matchup into the Rillaboom and the Zacian, thanks to Giratina. What is our Giratina's speed? It's very important. 99. That's really awkward because Slashing will still outpace us. I think Giratina's good. I think Ensign and Eliki are probably the bring here in the back. Yeah, I like this. It's gonna be Seismitoad Kyogre. Okay. All things considered, pretty okay with this matchup. Because unfortunately, even if we go for Tailwind here, they're still going to outpace us, which could be very problematic. So I think I want to Tailwind this turn. I could Shadow Sneak the Kyogre to get a speed drop. I mean, to do some damage before a Water Spout goes off. I could also just drop a Poltergeist on it. I'm afraid if there's Scarf, they're gonna outspeed me, which I don't think I have a good play around anyway. But like Giratina takes a hit regardless here. This is Dynamax here. So with Tailwind, we're going to be able to outspeed the Seismitoad next turn with Tornadus. Meaning I can fire off a Icy Wind potentially, unless they double into Tornadus here. If they go for like a Max Hailstorm into my Giratina this turn, then we will outspeed them next turn as well. But I think they're going to outpace us still, even with this. It's just going to be Airstream. That's also fine. Yep, Torn is not going to go down, but with the Water Spout, they will. Near Life Orb. Okay. Okay. Good Lord, Giratina. What are you doing, my dude? They're Mystic Water. Good to know. Bopped. Okay. Alright, here comes Ensign. Gonna intimidate down this Toad. Do I just give up the Toad? I mean, do I give up Ensign? Unironically, I could Dynamax and Protect. I think that's actually good. Is it? What is my play otherwise? I give up Ensign. I have Eliki in the back. There's no way Ensign takes this hit in Rain. There's no way, even if I Dynamax. Okay, they just protect Kyogre, that's fine. I'm going to reveal Shadow Sneak here into the Protect. Please target the Giratina this turn. Dang. This is fine. I'm going to lose Ensign, but I have Eliki. Eliki still outpaces this thing, even at +1 because I have Tailwind up. So reasonably I can... I think I should have gone for Will-O-Wisp this turn. I can Max Strike their Kyogre. Is that good? Do I care? I could also just Max... I think Max Guarding this turn is correct, and then I'll go for the Will-O-Wisp into Seismitoad. I need to start mitigating that thing's actual damage output. Maybe Dynamaxing Giratina this turn was the play. What am I really worried about? If this is just Origin Pulse, Giratina takes that. We took a max power Water Spout. We can take a a origin pulse here. Just quake. Got him. Oh, that's really bad. Why? Oh, that's not really bad. Alright. Suddenly back in this game? I can max strike the Toad. And I can sneak the Kyogre. Based on the damage that Poltergeist did, I bet Sneak is pretty dang close to KOing here. No, stop that! Stop it! That's fine. I might lose Giratina this turn. Because I don't think this KOs. Nope. You have bounce. Okay. Tailwind is over. They're back to neutral. The fact that I don't have Protect here on Giratina is really, really bad. It doesn't matter which Max Lightning I click. Miss your bounce, I guess, is the play. Oh! 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 I'm not gonna lie to you all. I did not expect to still be in this game after losing 2 Mons to their Dynamax. Oh. So terrain is now up, so I have max power rising voltage. I have Shadow Sneak pressure with Giratina. Yeah, there's Zacian. Like, that thing just has to target down my Eliki. No! Oh, why? Why did it have to be Rillaboom as their last? That's so bad. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. No. Oh, man. Yep. So they got their free chip in on Eliki. I could have protected, but man, that's so unfortunate. Why did it have to be exactly Eliki? Why would you ever bring Rillaboom into a matchup with Ho-Oh? I mean, it's yeah, okay. You win. Man, that sucks. So what could we have done differently? I think not bringing Ho-Oh is correct. Obviously reading into the Protect with the Kyogre. The turn I lost Instant, I should have gone for the Will-O-Wisp, I think. I think that was my prime opportunity to Will-O-Wisp. And then I could KO the Kyogre the following turn with the Shadow Sneak. I think that's the line, and if I do that, then I'm not as threatened by the Seismitoad on its last turn at Dynamax. I still probably protect the Eliki, but I think, man, yeah, I think that was the play. Is turn 2 I should have gone for the Will-O-Wisp and let Ensign gone down. That was a -1 bounce. Man, really, really close. What did we learn today? Overall, I actually really like this team. I think playing this team a lot more and getting to know those interactions, being able to figure out like calcs and everything. Because when I play these teams, I don't go in, you know, with the PokePaste loaded up on the calculator, doing calcs as I play and everything. I don't do that. I just pick up the team and I just play. And obviously there are going to be situations where not knowing a calc or something like that can be detrimental. Like that game where we played against Kyogre, the Kyogre Zacian team, I think that there might have been a chance that the Shadow Sneak into the Kyogre isn't enough to KO it. And, you know, being familiar with like the damage calcs and everything, being able to say, well, it's, you know, it always does like 25 to 35% or something like that. And saying, well, based on where the HP bar is, it's probably at like 38 to 40%. So we know that we don't KO. And, you know, just like based on this, blah, blah, blah. I don't play that way, specifically with like laddering teams and everything like that. When I'm learning when I am playing a team I have designed and everything, I will go through those calcs and I will learn those things and everything else. But when just playing, I'm not going to do that. So like that is something that playing this is going to really, really help you with, and I think really just make this team that much better. Because, you know, Giratina and Ho-Oh are both very unique Pokemon that don't see a lot of play in this format for various reasons. As we've seen tonight, Zacian is really good into Giratina. You have Ho-Oh to be able to check that. You also have like Eliki to be able to check that. You have Instant to be able to check that. There's a lot of things that really help you in that matchup. Just like the Kyogre matchup, you have Eliki, you have Tornadus to try to go faster, you have Giratina to just punch it. Like, there's a lot to really do in that matchup as well. The one complaint I do have is because we are Brave Giratina, we aren't able to outspeed opposing Kyogres inside of Tailwind, which I think is a huge detriment. I never clicked Draco Meteor, and I still can't figure out what it's for. I think Draco could probably just be Protect. There was multiple times where I wish I had Protect on Giratina, and I think that could be something that's really beneficial to this. As a result, we get to take those, I think it's like 20 EVs that we have in Special Attack, and put them into like Speed, and then we can be modest. I mean, we can be Adamant instead of Brave, and then like we can actually outspeed things under Tailwind. That is something that came up in that game that was really detrimental to us, that we weren't able to outspeed Kyogre, and we weren't able to put pressure on it before it was able to put pressure on us. That being said, outside of like exactly that, I really, really like everything going on with this team. I think Goggles Ensign could probably be Shuka or Citrus or something along those lines, where I think Citrus is probably what I'm leaning towards most. Just getting that extra recovery could be really beneficial for your Ensign. I really like this Ho-Oh set. We were able to Dynamax it in a couple different games tonight, and it was really impactful in, especially this last one where we played against the Cali Ice team, and you know we were able to Dynamax it under Trick Room, and then just like not care that there's a Cali Ice on the opposing side and just punch it. That was really, really cool. Something that I haven't seen a lot of, and something I was really excited to get to do. P2 really was a standout thing here. I think we could drop Analytic and play Download and or probably not Download, not with this moveset. We probably just want to be Trace, because then like, you know, tracing Prankster is really good. With all the Prankster mons that are running around, specifically like Tornadus and Whimsicott, you're able to occasionally get that, and when you do, Prankster Eerie Impulse just breaks those games open. Prankster Recover can break those games open. And I think that's really, really useful in those matchups. these matchups where it can be good, it's absolutely backbreaking for your opponent. There's obviously other things that you can copy with Trace, getting like an Intimidate off of your opponent's Incineroar and or Landorus into them could also be very beneficial. Copying an opposing like Levitate Pokemon on something like Rotom, not very popular right now, but something that could actually happen. There's just a lot of really minor interactions that I think having access to having access to Trace could be really beneficial for. Besides those two things, I think this team is really, really unique, and I would highly recommend you go play it. Giratina is by far one of my favorite Pokemon, when it comes to this format, because I just don't think people are playing it. I think that there's a lot that it can do in this format that people aren't ready for. And honestly, I've been a huge proponent of playing Giratina for quite a while now, going back several months at this point. I love Giratina in this format. I think it has a lot of tools to be able to really, really benefit it. We didn't play against a single Groudon tonight, I don't think. Maybe? I don't remember. If we did, I never saw a Groudon on the opposing side, so I was never able to really get to punish our opponent for doing that. But, we were able to burn multiple opponents multiple times. May it be through Will-O-Wisp or Sacred Fire, both of which were really good. Honestly, pick this team up, try it out, and report back. I'd love to hear your all's thoughts down in the comments. We never got to click Leer on Tornadus, and that does make me sad. But I think given the way this team is built, I think it could be very useful. So that's going to be it for me today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next week with some more laddering. Have a good one. Peace.